Hey there guys, this is a public service announcement for all dental students. My message to you today, if you haven't already, search for Protrusive Dental Podcast on your YouTube search bar, over at Instagram as well and all other social media platforms, and go follow Jazz Gulati. He is awesome and this whole video is dedicated to him. So let's get into it. Why am I advocating for the Protrusive Dental Podcast? Well, before I get into that, we need to understand my whole mindset around the dental student conundrum. And that is, while you're at university, we don't really get taught much about the real world and real world experiences. We do get that theory side of things and how to be a good clinician with your hands and the practical side of stuff. The problem is, as a career and actual interactions with patients from a professional perspective, there is hardly any of that throughout any university that I've had experiences with or that I get feedback from as well. So the one thing that I always say to students is, do not use these 5 or 6 years to just learn the educational side of dentistry. Yeah, you need to pass your exams and you need to get through university. That's a given. But at the same time, we need to be out there understanding what our future careers are about, how to interact with patients, how to interact with staff, how to find a job, what should we specialize in, what do we enjoy, what do we not enjoy. The list goes on, how to manage your finances, how to grow as an individual and how to grow as a clinician moving forward. These are things that we need to undertake while we're studying. So whether that's reading up on things, checking online blog posts, or listening to some very good podcasts, that should be intertwined with our daily or weekly routine as dental students to allow ourselves the best chance when we become professionals in the near future. This is where Jazz Gulati and his podcast comes in. The guy is well known in the dental industry. Most dentists around the world will know who this guy is, and if you don't, you're definitely missing out. And there's a reason why he's so well known. One, he approaches dentistry from a very friendly space. He doesn't make you feel like an idiot when you're watching or listening to his podcasts. You really feel at home listening to what he has to say, and the guests that he has on his show really do give you a highlighted approach to what dentistry looks like from a professional perspective. And again, you're not going to get that as a student. He's worked with people that have been in the field for decades, to guys that are newly graduated, to people in the States, to people that are relocating from the UK to Dubai, and of course to students such as myself. So you can really find episodes on there that will help you understand dentistry from all different angles, whether that's at the point we're at as students, whether that's in your early years, whether you want to go abroad and focus on dentistry in another country. There's so many things that he highlights. Now, another thing that he does is that he will give you a very hands-on and close-up approach of some of the work that he undertakes as well. There's videos of him working with cameras on his head where he's up close with patients, or he's got videos of people treating patients and they'll kind of go over that and analyze it. And it really gives you an understanding as to what the future holds, because it's not just going to be as simple as class 1 cavity prep and a class 1 restoration, for example. That's not what dentistry is all about, but that's kind of what we get taught. We just get taught this simple approach to dentistry and nothing more beyond it. But he really gives us the time to see it firsthand, and it's completely free. So head over to his channel, make sure you subscribe, and start learning more about the real world of dentistry beyond what you're learning in university. And that's going to give you the leg up when you graduate and you're out and you're faced with everyone else who's out at the same time. You'll be leagues above them. So when that comes to employment or choosing the right clinic for you to get started, and even the right specialism, this is going to give you that guidance to really hone in on what you want to focus on in the near future. Now let me break over to my personal experiences with Jazz himself. As a small fry YouTuber / content creator, mixed with my studying at the same time, I was trying to reach out to a handful of different dentists that I look up to see if I could get some information from them, whether I could work with them and produce content in collaboration with them. Unfortunately, in the main, most people that we do see on social media aren't actually as nice as they seem in their videos. And I'm just going to call it out as it is. People are horrible, right? And I've reached out to many dentists that have just aired me or responded with, you need to pay me, or how is this going to work for me? Which is fine. I think people are entitled to have two sides of the table here. If I'm getting something out of it, so should they. But because I don't really have much of a platform, it's kind of like, well, I don't need you, so I'm not going to work with you. And this is a problem that I see with people when they start leveling up their social media. They kind of forget what their roots were and that they were once like me and you when we were just students trying to find information and help from people that were more experienced. The problem is, because they lose that line of sight, they turn into different people entirely. One massive gem in all of this was Dr. Jazz Gulati. I wasn't expecting the, in my opinion, biggest dental podcaster to respond to little old me. I was quite surprised when in my inbox I had a response from him saying, "Hey man, sounds great. Hit me up with your ideas and let's take it from there." And this is something that I want to kind of outline to everybody out there. If you are thinking of reaching out to anyone, have the confidence to do so, but just remember, it's a numbers game. Most of the time, you are going to get knocked back, but failure is a part of success. Don't ever let it get to you. And just remember, if you keep plugging away, you're going to find your Jazz Gulati out there that's going to change your life and perspective of your future career. As I say, he was very forthcoming with his responses. And although he's a very, very busy man, he was able to respond to me, and via his team was able to set up a day whereby I was able to go in and shadow him completely for free, which was insane, and see how he works with patients. So I've spoken to other dental students and they've mentioned to me that they've spoken to, quote unquote, influencers or big time dentists, and that they've been given this response that, yeah, if you come to me in my clinic and you want to shadow, it's going to cost you X amount. I've got a huge waiting list. You can sign up to my course and it's going to cost $3,000. Have these dentists completely forgotten what it was like to be a student? We don't have 3K or 4K lying around. We don't have money, full stop. We're students. So my lasting impressions with Jazz really helped me to understand dentistry isn't just all about the money, that it is actually a very patient-focused business that we are in, and that we should actually see it from that as a primary perspective rather than I just want to make X amount per year and I'll do what the hell I need to do to get there. Rather, if we can focus on the patient expectations and ensure that they're happy throughout the entire journey, that in itself pays the bills, and it gives you this sense of happiness, you feel wholesome about it, and you feel like you're giving back. And that's something that I think I want to start priding myself on. Taking a leaf out of Jazz's book, from now on, I want to be a lot more forthcoming with anybody who asks me for advice from a student perspective as to what it's like to be studying abroad, what it's like to be studying dentistry, what made me change my mind and do this at such a mature age. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions from anyone. So this one's for you, Jazz. Thanks very much for your awesome day out with you in Reading. I really appreciate the fact that you got back to someone like me, and I hope you'll be carrying on doing this for other students out there that require the same level of help. So from me, that's all. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Head over to his channel, give him a follow, and I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.